Well, the Leafs dropped Game 2 of the preseason to the Ottawa Senators. They dropped yesterday's game 3-2 in Ottawa and dropped today's game 4-3 in overtime in Toronto at Scotiabank Arena. And they're now 0-2 in the preseason, but who cares? Like, honestly, I'm at the point now where I've seen a couple of games, basically watched this game entirely to try and have some good stuff for you guys. It was just nice to see hockey back. It really, really was. And there were a few guys that I was really impressed with and a few guys that I really wasn't. Now, you know what Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews are going to bring, right? You just know what they're going to bring to the team every day. And they were on high display today. And they were making extra passes, trying to be cute because it's preseason. And for them, you just know what you're going to get come opening night against Montreal and beyond. So, for them, it's nothing crazy. That's why when Mitch Marner ties the game with like 5 seconds left, there's no crazy celebration from it. It's preseason, who cares? But this is how the game went. And it was very similar to yesterday's in the sense that the Leafs have a rough start to the game. Järventie scores off a horrific turnover from Topi Niemela. And he's one of the Leafs' prize defensive prospects, or at least we've heard about it for years and really never seen anything about him. And horrible turnover there. And Kubalik scores one. It was kind of a shot from the point. No one decides to box the guy out in front of the net. He's just standing right in front of Joseph Woll. And it goes by him, and you're down 2-0 early. Rough one. Leafs get a power play, though, halfway through the period. And a nice little passing play, right? Abruzzese down low to Noah Gregor. And he fires it back in front to Easton Cowan. The Leafs' first-round pick just this past year. And I gotta say, guys, I really liked Easton Cowan today. If you watched the game from start to finish and you really had a good eye and really wanted to zone in on some of these dudes, that was the guy that I wanted to see. And he looked a lot bigger than I thought he was. I mean, it says 5'11", 170. I'm like, dude, he looks bigger than that. Maybe he has. Maybe he's bulked up, which is great for the young kid. I thought he was flying around out there, scores a nice goal in the power play, cut the deficit down to 2-1. Jacob Chychrun with an absolutely gorgeous shot with less than 4 minutes to play on the power play. Roof daddy. Barring in. To make it 3-1. And then, like 20 seconds after that, Joseph Blandisi tips one home from the point shot from Topi Niemela. And Easton Cowan gets the secondary assist on the goal. And it's 3-2. Then, like I said, the Leafs later in the game, they get a 6-on-4. And John Klingberg fires one from the point. And Bertuzzi, just being the guy he is, standing right in front of the net, kind of whacks the puck free. And it gets to Mitch Marner. He kicks it up to his skate and fires in the back of the net to tie it with 6 seconds left. I think it was 4.9 on the clock. So, cool. And Jacob Chychrun scores in overtime on a rebound. I think it was a 2-on-1? Either way, it was on a rebound, and he buries it for the game winner for the Ottawa Senators. But who am I impressed with? Because shots on goal in the game. 15-12 Ottawa in the first period, 13-14 Leafs in the second period, and 14-8 Leafs in the third period. And they outshot the Leafs 2-0 in OT. It's the same story as yesterday, right? Start slow, but then really good in the second and third period. Unfortunately, you lose both games, but it's preseason. No one gives a damn. You can go out there and win game 1 of the season, and everyone's going to forget this. Or in fact, I think it's October 11th is game 1, so on October 10th, everyone's going to forget about it. So it is what it is. But I'm here to break it down for you. And the assists on all these goals, what do we got for the Leafs? Easton Cowan from Noah Gregor and Nick Abruzzese. Joseph Blandisi from Easton Cowan and Topi Niemela. And then Marner from Klingberg and Bertuzzi. So those are your point getters there. Easton Cowan with a 2-point night. Good stuff. In the goal, you saw Joseph Woll, 3 goals and 22 shots. And Martin Jones, other than the bad rebound and the OT goal and a couple lucky posts that he got, I think he was pretty good. 1 goal and 17 shots. Looked pretty sound in the net. Made some good stops. Got lucky a few times as well, though. And for Joseph Woll, you can't blame him for really any goal. A gorgeous shot from Jacob Chychrun and a lot of bodies in front of him. I think it was a Leaf and a Sen right outside the crease. And he just roofed it far side. And on the screen goal that no one's going to bother taking a guy out in front of the net, what are you going to do? Try and fight for the screen. And then the first goal, like I said, was a horrific turnover, which was a bang-bang back of the net after that. So can't blame Joseph Woll for it, but good to see him back out there and play out there for the Leafs. And it's just good to see some of your key guys, right? We didn't obviously see John Tavares. He hasn't played in a preseason game as of yet, but whatever, right? Like I said, it doesn't mean too much at all, but it's just good to see some guys that kind of open your eyes a bit. And Easton Cowan today, for me, looked really, really good. Nick Robertson, I thought, was all over the place. Ended up having 6 shots on goal today. He had 6 shots on goal. Easton Cowan had 4. Anybody else jump out in the shots on goal category? Bertuzzi had 3. John Klingberg had 8 shots on net. Marner had 6. Wow. So, some positives to take away from a game like that. It's preseason. It's hard to find positives, but in the end, I thought Easton Cowan was, and even a little bit of Nick Robertson as well, very bright spots in the preseason. But I'm not getting my hopes up too much on Nick Robertson because we saw his preseason performances last year, and they were very good. They didn't lead to much. So, but for Easton Cowan, don't expect the kid to make the team because he's just not. He'll be in junior this year with the London Knights. But definitely opening my eyes, at least after game 1. The one thing I didn't like about the game for him was the turnover that almost cost the game in overtime, where he tried to walk the line and Chychrun knocked the puck away. And, Cowan did a great job of kind of making up for the mistake and getting back on defense and getting the puck, and nothing ever came from it. I think Martin Jones kicked his toe out on that Chychrun play. But other than that play where I would have liked to see him kind of maybe come out of the zone and reset, I thought he was great. Really impressed with Easton Cowan. Want to see more of him moving forward, but we'll see. All right, so what, guys? The next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is on Wednesday as they welcome in the Buffalo Sabres to town. I assume we're going to see Ilya Samsonov that game because you haven't seen him as of yet. Eric Comrie, at least, is as expected for Buffalo, but in the preseason, who knows who's expected to play in that game 2 days from now. So what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and I guess enjoyed hockey being back and are at the point like I am where you just want the season to start. I've seen a couple games now. I'm like, okay, let's get this thing rolling now. I'm ready for it. I don't know if you guys are. I could just be getting a little antsy. Who knows? But Wednesday at 6:30, puck drop is the next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the preseason schedule. I think they play 8, I believe, and this is game 3 coming up. So hit that like button if you guys enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Comment down below. Who'd you like in today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Anybody open your eyes that you don't know or didn't know before? For me, it was Easton Cowan without a doubt. I want to hear all your thoughts, though, in the comments below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down there as well, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I'll talk to you guys. Of course, I'll be here on, tomorrow night. It'll be a later video than usual, but it will be uploaded tomorrow. Blue Jays, Yankees, game 1 of the 3-game set at Rogers Center as the Blue Jays look to get that much closer. So with the Mariners, it's 0-0. It's so early in the ball game right now. Doesn't matter who wins that game. The magic number will not drop. For the Blue Jays, 3 wins. Okay? Whoever wins tonight between Houston and Seattle, that's the team you cheer for the next few days. That's kind of how it's going. Because let's say Houston wins today. And then Houston wins tomorrow, but we lose. Well, the number will drop to 2. Right? So that's kind of how it works. Whoever wins tonight and then that series between Seattle and Houston, that's the team you cheer for moving forward. All right? So what, guys? For the Toronto Maple Leafs, I'll talk to you on Wednesday, 6:30 puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. Leafs, Sabres, game 3 of the preseason as we look to get that much closer to real hockey beginning. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And Easton Cowan today. And, of course, seeing Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, all the great guys. We'll talk to you guys then.